pale green wedding gown the servants had found for her on the day their hasty vows had been exchanged. The skirt draped on either side of her, swathing the stone slab in beauty. Her hair, pale as spun silver and endlessly long, spread around her head as if pillowing her in a cloud. "My son!" This time, the old priest's words were accompanied by his hand clasping Vlad's shoulder. Vlad whirled on the man. "No! She is not to be put in the ground. Not yet. I won't allow it." Fuck yes. Vlad sighed in relief when the doors closed once again. Leaving him alone with his grief, he leaned over Elizabeta's body, lowering his head to her chest, and then his tears soaked the gown. "Why, my love? Why did you do this? Was our love not worthy of a single day's grieving? I told you I would come back. Why wouldn't you have believed in me?" She wanted him, burned for him, and was growing increasingly frustrated with having to wait and wonder. Maybe she should stop waiting and wondering. Maybe she should just give in to what she knew they both wanted, get it over with and see what happened. Maybe it was time she stopped trying to be smart and logical and just tried listening to the demands and hungers of her own body. Yeah, it was time. She lay on her back, the covers over her all the way to her shoulders, which were visible.
What?
Good to know.
This is terrible.
She was naked. For him. And he knew that now, if he hadn't already sensed it. And his body moved with hers, his chest pressing her to the mattress as he finally took her mouth. She opened to his kiss, welcomed it, and responded in kind. Their mouths locked, taking and releasing, suckling and freeing, over and over. A mimicry of the mating their bodies would be indulging in soon. Line break. Soon. Period. Line break. He moved over her body and lowered himself again, and this time he slid into her. She tensed a little, unused to his size and shape. He was big and thick, and he filled her, stretched her.
Plus his dick was shaped like a square.
But he didn't change his pace. He pressed on, deeper, and deeper still, and then he took her knees in his hands and lifted them, pressed them wide, and slid into her even further than before. I can write better than that motherfucker. She whispered, close to asking for mercy. But if she felt full, it was a good fullness. If she felt stretched, then it was what he wanted, and that made her want it too. And if she felt pain, it was the blissfully delicious pain that couldn't be distinguished from the most intense pleasure imaginable.
Good shit.
He withdrew then, slowly, and entered her again. Oh, really? A little faster this time.
And again.
And again, still faster. His pace increased, but slowly, teasingly.
There was a
And-
slapping.
But slowly, teasingly, and the force with which he drove into her increased as well.
He's not a goddamn circus seal.
Yeah. She moved her hips to accept him, to mesh with the rhythm he'd begun. She wanted more, but he wanted her to want, to crave. So he held back. Damn him. Her hand.
Say damn him.
That's what it says. Her hand slid around him, gripped his backside, and tugged him into her.
And slid one finger in.
And when he still didn't give her enough, she dug her nails into his flesh and flashed her eyes open, staring up into his. Harder, Vlad. Period. Space. Faster. Period. Quotation marks. It was almost a growl. I'm too angry at this. I'm a fucking genius compared to these dumb cocksuckers.